Your unique story, our global audience. Global One Media.
Well, you have made a great decision tuning into our Stocks to Watch series because we at Global One Media bring you exciting, informative, and innovative stories from company executives globally. I'm your host, Ashley Berry, and today we're welcoming Jean-Sébastien David, President and CEO of NioBay Metals. The Canada-based mineral exploration company is focused on exploration, development, and use of critical green metals with an environmentally sustainable governance and Indigenous focus. They're listed on the TSXV as NBY and the OTCQB as NBYCF. Thank you so much for being here, Jean-Sébastien.
Thank you, Ashley, for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. What a pleasure to have you. Let's discuss your current mission and vision, and of course, your team and their track record.
So NioBay missions is to develop critical and strategic mineral projects here in Canada. These minerals will be crucial to minimize the carbon footprint of transportation among other sectors. So developing mining projects here in Canada represent a solid opportunity to collect high-grade minerals while ensuring strong environmental and social practices. For NioBay, we're particularly focused on developing new sources of niobium, which is essential in the manufacturing of steel and for numerous highly technological applications. You know what? Niobium is a niche market with very few players, and it's a high profit margin that you can make with such operations. There are currently only 3 niobium mines in the world. So there's 2 in Brazil and there's 1 in Canada. Currently, NioBay is working on 2 projects. There's the Crevier Project located in Quebec, and the James Bay Niobium project in the province of Ontario. So the main minerals found is niobium. We're looking for niobium. But there's other interesting minerals as tantalum, which is also a critical mineral. And tantalum also being found in one of our projects. So our company, it's a pretty old, exploration company, one of the oldest exploration company in Canada. In fact, we're going to celebrate the 70th anniversary next year. So I'm very proud of that. I've been the CEO for this company for a little bit less than 2 years. But my background is more technical. I love to say that I'm learning to be CEO, but I'm a geologist by training. I have a master's degree in project management. I have done mines before. And also I have a pretty good background in environment. In fact, I was a vice president of sustainable development for 5 years for the OTCQB group. The OTCQB group is a pretty major group in Canada, with 5 different companies, 5 different divisions, worth $3 billion. So, and the OTCQB group, they own 25% of NioBay. Also, I have for us, it's just great to have such a group backing us on lots of aspects of our day-to-day business. We're sharing, people. We're sharing expertise. And that's the reason why I'm able to keep my burn rate pretty low. So I don't have to hire a full-time metallurgist if I need it for only 6 months. So it's been pretty great. We've been our previous success for NioBay. I was saying that it's a pretty old exploration company, but we have done a very good discovery, a gold discovery in Tanzania a long time ago, and part of it we sold it to Barrick Gold. So that was quite a big success at the time. And more recently, we were successful to purchase the James Bay Niobium project located in Ontario at a bargain price. And this project has everything necessary to become the fourth niobium mine in the world. It's just a question of time.
Very impressive. So how many projects are you currently working on right now? Maybe you could just kind of explain. I know you talked about a couple of the top projects, and then, of course, the current exploration plans for those projects.
Yeah. So in 2015, we decided to develop just critical and strategic metals, and we decided to put our focus on niobium. The reason of that is that was the demand, the growth, and also the expertise of the team. I have worked at the NioBay mine, which is the world's third largest producer of niobium. So, and there's other people in the team that they were working for NioBay before, and also. That metal, due to its relevance in aerospace and defense, niobium is considered a strategic metal by the U.S. government. So, and there's few or no substitutes for niobium. So, for us, I think that was a great metal to go after, you know what? The last mine came into production was 50 years ago. So you can see the opportunity of that. Well, the latest mine was put in production 50 years ago. There's room for us.
There's certainly room for you. So maybe we could talk a little bit about what your approach to de-risking those projects is.
Well, first of all, to de-risk those projects, it's more a question of being with signing agreement with the First Nations. I will say that's something so important. We're going to develop the critical mineral sector and the mining industry in Canada with the First Nation. You need to have them beside you. And for the Crevier, you were asking me the project that we were working on. So there's the Crevier project in Quebec and the James Bay project in Ontario. The Crevier project, we signed a cooperation agreement with Mastuyash First Nation. I know them for 30 years. We signed a cooperation deal with them last February. So they're very supportive. For the James Bay, we already have the exploration permit from the provincial government. And the Moose Cree First Nation also, we signed an environmental protection agreement with them a few years ago when we did our first round of drilling. So that's so they were supportive. But now there's a new Bannon Council at Moose Cree First Nation. There's been an election at the end of June. Now we need to go back with them and to make sure that what we signed with the previous council,
Sure.
They will be okay with that. So that's going to be our job for, let's say, the next few weeks, because we're aiming and we're planning to go back and start the let's say the second or the new drill program at James Bay Niobium. So we're planning to do 30 holes and to renew our resource there, and also to start the let's say the feasibility study. So with that work, we're going to be able to move that project. We already have a PEA on that project. We know that this is going to be a mine for now. So that's why we have started the environmental baseline studies on that project. And we will continue to advance this initiative during 2023 and 2024.
Fantastic. I was thinking, and I think it's really important that you mentioned the relationship with not only the community, but also the government, and how paramount that is for you to do business. So I think it's terrific that, you've already had that one agreement signed and now you're just waiting, moving forward. I'm thinking about potential investors and hearing your story and all of these amazing things that are happening with your company. What would you say to them? Why invest in NioBay Technologies, and why now?
Well, first of all, we have two great assets, and one of them is the James Bay Niobium flagship. There's room for us. There's only 3 mines in production in the world, and we're looking to be the 4th one. The thing is, there's also blue sky. We're focusing on the steel industry, but the blue sky is the niobium battery market. So the niobium battery market, today, there's only one supplier of niobium oxide, which is CBMM. I don't think the market will support to have just one supplier. So we're working to be the second niobium oxide producer for the battery sector. So it's a huge blue sky for the people, and we're looking to take only 5% of the world niobium supply. So there's room for us, and we have great assets.
Fantastic. Well, Jean-Sébastien David, President and CEO of NioBay Metals, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your important story with us. We look forward to sharing more with our audience.
Thanks very much, Ashley.